Hi friends, welcome to LR Virtual Classroom. In this section, we are going to learn about cleaning and transforming your data. Why it is very important to clean and transform your data, what are the advantages you are going to get out of it, and also we are going to have a live demo of various transforming queries that you can generate in Power BI. We will also learn about what are the best practices for naming your tables and column and how to evaluate your data type and how to change the column data type as well. Let's get started without much ado. First, when you're trying to get the data from various data sources, there is a possibility that your data will have a lot of issues. Like your data type is not proper. You might be having a text data, whereas the data type has been set as a numerals. Or you'd have a lot of errors within it. It has some null value, or it can have duplicate values. There are many columns which you have to split together to get the information for you to analyze further. Lot of transformation and cleaning activities is required for you before you start examining your data. What are the advantages of it? You're going to have more accurate results. That's a very key thing for you to do a cleanup thing. Second, your tables are going to be much more organized. In this way, you can easily read the data that you have in your table. Third thing, duplicates can be removed or the null values can be replaced. Fourth one, you can have your columns that can be generated, which will help you to apply the filters and slicers as well. You can split the column into two, or you can combine the column into two. Or you can have codes and integers that as have, for example, you have your null values or your error values which can be replaced so that you can have a Roman readable values. Or for example, you have a sales amount, you can convert it into a European currency, or it can be in an Indian currency. All this transformation and cleaning up you can do as a one-time task, which every time when your data source is changing, it will get refreshed automatically in a Power BI. You don't have to do it again and again. So where I can do this, in the home menu, there is a Power Query editor which you can open up by clicking on the transform data. Let's go into a live demo of showing various transforming activities that are available in Power BI one by one. Here I'm going to import an Excel file which has around 1000 plus rows of data. When you try to load a data, there are two options you have. One, loading the data, and then transforming a data. The best advisable is to transform your data and then load the data to your Power BI file. In this way, the size of your Power BI file is going to be very less. You're going to remove all the unwanted columns, unwanted rows. You're going to modify everything first, and then you're going to load the data, which is going to be a compressed data, I would say. For this example, I am going to load the data first and then do the transforming step. But I would suggest you to transform your data and then load to your Power BI for better performance and quick refresh time. As you can see, my data has been loaded here. I can see all the values here. So I can go to the Power Query editor by going to the transform data under the home tab. I have a lot of options in transforming. Let's get started one by one in my data. The first thing, whatever steps that I perform, everything will be generated as a query here. The first one is I have all the column name as column 1, 2 and 3, but I want to replace it with the name which I have given here as which has been replaced as a first row in my data. So I have an option here, use first row as a headers. With just click of a button, automatically my column name has been replaced, a query has been generated here. I don't have to do this again and again. Every time my source data is changed, this query will be performed. Let's see one by one what are the other functions. The important thing is removing the columns. You don't have to load all the columns that you have in your data. You can remove the unwanted columns by having this option. I can keep the top rows, I can keep only the bottom rows, or I can give a range of rows which I want to keep. I can keep only the duplicates, or I can keep only the errors. Fortunately, I don't have any errors in my table, so I don't have anything here. Let's see what are the remove options. I can remove the top rows, remove the bottom rows, or I can remove the duplicates. So if I click off the button, I have removed all the duplicates. I have only 4 rows here. Like this, you have a lot of options for you to perform the in transforming your data. I can remove the blank rows as well, so that it's going to unnecessarily give a incorrect answer in your query when you're going to do some calculations. So I can do all this transforming. I can ascending the data and descending is the data is like sorting your value, and there is a something called splitting column. What is splitting? Say for example, I have a column which has both text and the numerical data. I can split the column by delimiter, by number of characters, or by digit to non-digit, by uppercase to lowercase. There are various splitting options available. Let me go with digit to non-digit or non-digit to digit. When I click and do this, automatically let's talk about splitting column. What is splitting column? I have a lot of ways I can split the column into two by having a delimiter, by specifying the number of characters, or by a position how I want to split it, or by digit to non-digit or non-digit to digit. Let me show one example. I'm going to select this particular. I'm going to split the column into two by having a delimiter. So in this way, I'm able to split it by under 2 by removing all the text in one column and having the numerical in the other column. In this way, I can split the columns. And the second thing is like replacing the values. If I want to, just like in Excel, you have replace, find and replace. I have a replace function where I can find the value and then replace it here with a click of a button. Merge queries and append queries is something which I have shown in a separate section. Stay tuned for the future videos. Under transform menu, again we have various functions that are already which I have covered here. Let's see what are the count rows. When I click here, automatically it's gonna give you total number of rows that I have in my Excel sheet. And also it's going to reverse the rows. I want to reverse, so completely reverse the data. So if you see here, my top two rows have been completely reversed here, which also I can remove it. So we just click off a button, I can reverse the row. I can transform the data, convert the rows into columns and columns into rows. These kind of transformations are very difficult in Excel, whereas in Power BI it's very easy. Coming on to the replace values, which we already saw, and splitting column we saw as well. Formatting. So I want to format a particular say for example, I have here all in capital letters. I want to format it into capital each category. Or I can move this last name. I want to use all lowercase. So all these things I'm going to, instead of using a function, automatically with click of a button, I can do it in a Power BI. What is extract? There is a difference between a split column and an extract column. Split column is going to split the value into two different columns, whereas extract is just going to extract the value by which I specify by a range or a last character or by having a text delimiter. So I'm going to specify a delimiter which is going to be a hyphen here, and I want all the text before the delimiter. So all the text has been retained and all the values that I had before after the delimiter has been removed. So there is no new column has been created here. That's the main difference between splitting a column and extracting the column. It's very important to understand that. There are various statistical functions that you can do, counting the distant values, counting the values, finding the medium, maximum, minimum range, and it is scientific trigonometrical values also. I can also round the value here. When the moment I click on the column that has a value, all these functions have been enabled. And I can see here there is a rounding. So I can round up or I can round down. In this way I can do, if I can find out whether it is an odd number or it is an even number. So it will give a true or false condition as well. These kind of calculations are easy for you when you want to perform in a Power BI. If say for example I have a date column, I want to convert the date into a, say for example I want to convert the date into a year. I want to find out what is a month it belongs to, or the quarter it belongs to, week or a day. In this way I can do a lot of date related functions. We'll just click off a button. Similarly I have a lot of time related functions. We'll just click off a button. I can convert the time into only the hour or the total minutes or the total seconds it take. I can combine the date and time as well. In this way a lot of functions I can do it with just click off a button. I again click off a button because you don't have to repeat all these queries. Each and every step that I perform here is going to be a different query here. Okay. The last two important transforming is pivoting column and unpivoting column. These are the two important and interesting concepts. Let's see the first. I'm going to delete few of the columns here which I don't want in order to avoid confusion for you. and I'm gonna remove this as well. Okay, let's go with the pivot column. Say for example, I want to know region wise sales amount. So I can click on the region here. I can click on the pivot column. The moment I click on pivot column, I have two options. I want to know the sales amount here. I want to aggregate the sum, or I can have the minimum or maximum value, but I want to know the total sales amount by region wise. So I'm going to click on OK here. The moment I do a pivot column, you can see business segment is going to be here. It is just like creating a pivot table, right? I have created a simple pivot table which has all the business segment region wise sales amount. In this way, I can pivot my column. Let's talk about the unpivot columns. There are three options in unpivot. One, unpivoting the other columns, unpivoting only the selected column, or the pivoting the column itself. So let me select this particular column, and I'm going to click unpivot column. It is just going to, whatever the column that I have selected, it's going to make a new column out of it and retain all the values that are within this particular business segment. So business segment is a new column that has been created having all the values under it. Okay, let me delete this particular query, and I'm going to select this. I'm going to click unpivot other columns. So it's going to keep the business segment as the same, and I'm going to move back to the original way how my data was. In this way, I can do the pivoting and unpivoting of the column, which will help me to transform my data and do further calculations. Hope you have liked the demo about this. Let's stay tuned for many more things about what are the best practices for you to naming your tables. Ensure that you remove your underscores and use as much spaces in your table name or a column name. This is going to avoid your confusion. Have your abbreviations very short by using certain words like number and ID. It is going to create again a confusion for users who is going to read your data. You can also remove the prefixes and suffixes as much as possible and have a naming in a very simple format, so it will not again create any confusion to your users. Evaluating the column data type. Say for example, you have a column which has it has the values of all the date, but you're going to have a data type as a text, as you can see here. Because of this data type of it, incorrectly having it, I'm not able to do a particular DAX function finding out the total value of my sales or the orders. So it's very important for you to evaluate your column data type, whether it is a number or a date or a time or a numerical, which is going to be a fixed decimal number or a whole number, percentage, or is a text column. It's very important to evaluate a data type and apply it in a Power Query. There are two ways you can change it. One, you can directly edit in the table itself, or you can edit by using a Power Query editor. As you can see here, this is given as a value. So I can it is given as a decimal number. I have whole number or a percentage. I can just click off a button. I can detect the data type here. Let me retain it to a decimal number itself. And I have a text value here. So it will automatically detect the moment you load the data, automatically Power BI will detect the value, but it's very important for you to evaluate to ensure that you have the right type of data in your thing. The second way how you can change the data type is going into the table here. I have the table tools, so I can click on the value. Automatically I can change it into a decimal number. So in this way, without having to go to the Power Equator, I can just change the value here with just click of a button directly in the table itself. So there are two ways for you to change the formatting the data type. In the upcoming section, we are going to learn about profiling your data, combining the multiple tables, what is the difference between a fact table and a dimension table, how you can create a date table, and how to set up a Power BI gateway. A lot of sections are tuned up in the future. Stay tuned.